I cleared your morning for the sentencing of the psycho yak killer.
You need an entire morning for that?
Just in case.
In case what?
Judge Gray, I think you've forgotten that Donna will be taking care of your docket today.
No, I didn't forget.
Good, because I have the probation violation.
I know, because I didn't forget it. Can't somebody else do it?
Care for your docket, or I'll do the probation thing?
Oh, you're getting all precise and reasonable on me, aren't you? So that I don't freak.
Why would you freak?
Judge Gray! I'm all set to be acting CSO. I've already interfaced extensively with Bruce.
Extensively is right.
And I've taken the liberty of making this color-coded schedule so as to keep things running as smoothly as baby oil on brass, which is, very smooth.
I have the utmost confidence. Bye.
Chop, chop. Judge Gray, if you want to chop, chop, of course.
Morning, Lewis.
Lonnie, it's the heat.
I am not the heat. What is that?
It doesn't hurt.
Maxine, morning. Who is it this time?
Duncan.
Duncan? What did he do?
The school nurse gave us a call.
Come on in, if you dare. Come on in. I'm pretty sure I haven't beaten Duncan recently, but you don't take my word for it. Duncan! Don't make me count!
Apparently he has some kind of a nasty burn on his arm.
What's up?
The school nurse narked you.
I told her it was just a rope burn.
You told her what was just a rope burn? That doesn't look like a rope burn to me.
It doesn't hurt.
What the hell is that? Is that some kind of new way to take drugs or something?
I don't take drugs no more.
Perhaps Mrs. Gage knows.
She had a family emergency in Arizona. We're sort of batching it this week.
Lonnie, I need to see another of your boys.
Christopher! Front and center!
You don't have to call Christopher.
Hey, roll up your sleeve.
Why?
Don't make me count, okay? Five. 4. You don't want me to go lower than 4. 3.
Look, it's just a rope burn.
Lonnie, I'm going to have to ask that you bring all of your foster children into DCF.
Let's go.
Your Honor, I am Ben Leonard, filing my appearance in lieu of the public defender on behalf of Mike Gamble.
Well, good morning, Mr. Leonard. Why would anyone change representation just for a routine sentencing hearing?
Your Honor, the public defender let me read the transcripts. I'm up to speed and ready to serve my client.
Does this meet with your approval, Mr. Amble?
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor. Proper respect.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm Chief Attorney for the Sachinif Tribal Council. Mike Gamble is a member of the Sachinif Nation. We would have represented him during the trial, but only became aware of his existence yesterday.
Whoa. Excuse me, are you trying to tell me this boy is a Sachinif Indian?
Yes, Your Honor. Despite the temptation to profile racially, Mike Gamble was born to a Sachanev father and Caucasian mother on the reservation. His mother died shortly after his birth. His father left the reserve, committed a series of petty drug-related crimes, and died in jail. This is all a matter of public record. As a result, Mike Gamble entered the foster system and became lost to us until yesterday.
And who are these gentlemen?
They are elders. According to Sachanev tradition, they are considered immediate members of the family and have the right to be here in this courtroom.
Well, I decide who has the right to be present in this courtroom, Mr. Leonard. Well, Miss Bonham, does the state have any objections to the court taking under consideration the claim that Mike Gamble is a Sachanev Indian?
Why would we? The boy has already been tried and found guilty.
Good, I'll take that as no objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm ready to proceed so that this court is in no way inconvenienced.
That's very thoughtful of you, Mr. Leonard, but you know as well as I do that it's going to take me a few minutes to go over this documentation. So, Miss Kozlowski pant. I'm going to need a little time.
Oh, man. It's going to mess everything up large.
Duncan, come in here, please. Close the door. My first concern is to find out if your foster parents are mistreating you in any way.
No way, Lonnie's the bomb.
Then who is doing this to you?
It's just a rope burn.
That particular lie is not working for you anymore, Duncan, so either make up something new or tell me the truth. I guess total silence would be a third alternative. You know I'm just going to work my way through all of you until I find the truth.
Nobody's gonna say nothing.
Even if I remove you from Lonnie's house?
Look, there's a Chester up there talking to Lewis.
Excuse me, may I help you? Unless you're a doctor, take your hands off that child.
Does 4 years of medical school count?
Kyle!
Oh, thank God you're not insane.
Well, why would I be?
Because I spent most of my youth trying to make you that way.
Come here, please. Oh, he's my nephew.
I see you're busy. Maybe we can connect later.
No, don't go away.
You have obligations.
Well, they still let me have lunch every once in a while. You want to come back in about 20 minutes?
Sure.
No, really, Kyle, I do want to have lunch with you.
What, do you think I'm just going to vanish?
It's happened before.
I will see you at lunch, Aunt Max. Whatever she wants, just give it to her. That's my philosophy.
My nephew.
The court is satisfied, technically and legally, that Mike Gamble is a member of the Sachanev band.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So let's proceed to sentencing recommendations.
Thank you, Your Honor. It has been established in this court that in the extreme early hours of October 3rd of this year, Mike Gamble did break into Sportsman's Supply and steal a lever-action Marlin Model .336 hunting rifle and a single box of .30-30 ammunition, after which he hitchhiked 50 miles to Bridgeport, climbed a wall into the service yard of the Beardsley Zoo, and proceeded to the yak enclosure where he shot an 18-year-old male yak, fondly known as Zach, 16 times.
He was really strong.
I will also remind Your Honor of the testimony given by psychiatrist Dr. Susan Barron, stating that in her professional opinion, such an action not only indicates severe mental dysfunction, but is also a harbinger of extreme violence, especially in a case of someone like Mike Gamble, who has been repeatedly both physically and sexually abused in the course of his life. The state asks that Mike Gamble be placed on a high-security ward at Riverside Psychiatric Hospital. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Leonard?
Your Honor, we request that you turn Mike Gamble over to the Sachanev tribal elders.
Mr. Leonard, you're asking that I simply let him go?
Why did I bother with such a long argument?
Judge Gray.
No, Judge Gray, not at all. I'm requesting that you give him to us so that he can face a sentencing circle.
A what?
Judge Gray,
What is it, Miss Kozlowski Pant?
we're going to have to reconvene later.
Why?
Sorry. Oh, Bruce, where are you?
Does your father know you're in Hartford?
My father doesn't know and doesn't care.
Oh, I can't believe that. Despite our differences, I've never disputed the fact that Richard always puts his children first.
Oh, he still puts Susie first. She's a periodontist in New York, has 3 kids, comes to dinner every Sunday with her husband.
I'd like to meet him.
No, you wouldn't. He's a horse's ass, but we all pretend he isn't.
I was always fond of Susie. But face it, Kyle, you are your father's favorite, and I can't believe that's changed.
It has. Besides, and don't take this the wrong way, but you really don't know what my father thinks anymore. You haven't spoken to him for 12 years, and a lot can happen in that time.
I had very good reasons.
I'm not saying you didn't. If anyone understands fighting with my father, it's me. Believe me, I get it.
Are you all right?
He's fine.
Did that happen to you in lockup?
No. That's the reason he went into lockup. Conditions of his probation: no fighting, no association with known gang members. He did both. He also put 2 boys in a hospital. Stomped one boy's teeth out. I gave this kid chances in the past, and that's the way he repays me. Your judge put him in the diversionary program. Didn't work out.
Can I hear what happened first?
Go ahead. Tell him.
I got nothing to say.
He's got nothing to say.
Well, I tell you what. I want that cheek looked at. And I want Samuel cleaned up, make sure he's all right. And I want to see you again.
You're making a kind of a big deal of this, aren't you? It's not a complicated situation.
No, it's not complicated at all. I'd like Samuel to get his cheek looked at before we proceed.
Come on.
So what happened?
Gertrude Stein said we don't become better or worse with age, we just become more of ourselves. He's who he always was, multiplied by 12.
Yes, yeah, very erudite, Kyle, but I wasn't asking about Richard or Gertrude Stein. What happened to you?
I let myself down. And Dad. I did some stupid things, and now I'm paying for them.
The last I heard, you were following in his footsteps in medical school.
Yeah. Well, his footsteps got a little too difficult for me to follow. I got kicked out of med school.
Why?
Dilaudid. It's a first cousin of heroin, but Dilaudid is found in hospitals mostly, not in back alleys. Morphine is another close personal friend, but it started to bore me. Understand?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Even if your father is a rich neurosurgeon and a check-writing alumnus of that school, they still tend to kick you out for that particular offense.
Yes, they do.
And like the rest of the dirt-sucking drug addicts, the court orders you to go to rehab. You go for 3 months, and if you're clean and still sane, they thrust you back into the world with a probation officer and the threat of prison hanging over your head. That's where I am now. So like any person of that ilk, I'm looking for work and a place to live.
Where are you living now?
And a hotel in Hartford.
And what about work?
Still looking. Which is why I showed up at your office.
You want me to give you a job?
Want, yes. Expect, no.
Why social work?
Because the court likes that. In fact, the court has ordered me to put in several volunteer hours in places like yours. My drastically reduced dream is that I can do that and get paid for it. Kill a whole flock of birds with one stone. If the answer is grow the hell up, I'll accept that. Either way, It's just good to see you.
It's good to see you, too.
Welcome back.
Judge Gray, it's not their turn.
Well, they were interrupted this morning, so I wedged them in.
You wedged? On my docket?
No, on my docket. Mr. Leonard, when last we met, you suggested that I simply let your client go.
The Sachinif Tribal Council would like to subject Mike Amble to their own justice.
The sentencing circle.
Your Honor is familiar with the concept.
Oh, what?
When a Superior Court justice finds a status Indian guilty of a charge, he has the option of turning the case over to the traditional justice system, the sentencing circle.
I have shown the court that Mike Amble is a full member of the Sachinab band.
Well, Mr. Leonard, I'm also aware that the sentencing circle only applies on offenses committed actually on the reserve, and that's not the case here.
Correct, Your Honor, but it is still under your power.
I don't mean to seem like a yahoo here, but how do we know that they will do anything to him at all?
Oh, we don't, Miss Bonham.
Then I must protest. The Sachinifs have no secure mental health facilities or detention centers of any kind. Mike Amble is a menace.
It is our contention that in the absence of a father figure or tribal elders, he was attempting to complete his own passage into manhood.
By going to the zoo and killing a yak?
We're not saying that he wasn't misguided.
It's the state's contention that he's a budding serial killer.
They don't understand us. You have never understood us.
The state has...
It's their turn, Judge Gray.
I guess we'll reconvene tomorrow. What's next?
Okay, nobody laugh. I know that prophetic powers scare people, so I say this with a degree of caution. I always knew Amy was destined for greatness.
Well, I'm not great, Kyle, but thanks for the offhanded compliment.
No, I always knew you'd do something big.
It's amazing you managed to glean that information, considering all I did was babysit for you.
Hey, I babysat too.
No, Peter, you pretended to babysit. Amy was really in charge, and I lied to you. You were just a paper tiger.
Well, now you tell me.
Well, you can handle it now, dear.
You used to read our fortunes with tarot cards.
Newsflash, Kyle. I made all that up.
Well, even so, you told Vincent he would travel to distant lands, and you told me that I would stick close to home.
I guess I got it wrong with you.
Last time I checked, Hartford was pretty close to Manhattan.
This is delicious asparagus, Maxine. What did you do to it?
I steamed it, Jillian, and added Parmesan and butter.
That must be it. I hate asparagus out of a can.
Now, why would asparagus ever be in a can?
Are you sure I don't remember Kyle from when he was little?
No, you don't. You don't, sweetie. Kyle was 20 years old when you were born. Same age as Uncle Vincent.
It's nice to marry into a large family. I have a couple of sisters, but I always wished I had a brother. Now I have brothers and cousins I never even knew about.
You don't have any brothers you don't know about?
Okay, well, cousins.
I feel like I remember Kyle.
You don't, sweetheart.
But that doesn't mean we can't get to know each other now, Lauren.
No offense, Kyle, but I really get to say who my daughter will get to know.
Fair enough.
I don't understand your confusion. He hung with his homies. He got into a fight. That's 2 violations.
What I'm missing, Mr. Smeltzer, is an explanation.
They always got explanations. Don't mean a thing.
You still a member of a gang?
As far as they're concerned.
I'm interested in your opinion.
My opinion means dick.
The boys you fought, they're from your gang? Why were you with them?
I mean, how long is this going to take?
Mr. Smelser, why don't you go get yourself a cup of coffee?
I got a right to be here.
It'll go a lot quicker if you grab a coffee.
I got my pager.
So, yesterday you were wearing a band uniform. So unless that's a new gang look I don't know about, you play an instrument.
Trumpet.
I don't know too many gangbangers that play trumpet in a marching band. So where's your horn?
It's busted.
Over somebody's head? Your PO wants to put you back in jail.
So? Let him. Who cares? I done my bit before. I can do it again.
You've been doing really well, Samuel. 8 months. Kept your nose clean. Stayed away from your boys. Did whatever it took. If I can, I'd like to keep this little setback from getting back in Judge Gray's courtroom.
Look, what I gotta say is, I like the horn. I like that horn a lot. And they're all, what's up, cuz? And I'm on the P, get away from me. They all flossing up in my face. It's a gang. You know what I'm saying?
They busted your horn.
Pissed me off. I mishandled my temper, so put me in jail. That's how it goes.
I'm not saying that I think you're wrong. I'm just saying that Lonnie and Mara Gage are model foster parents. We give them our most difficult kids. Mara is studying to be a social worker, and I'd hire her in a flash.
I agree.
You do?
Yes, but I can't just walk away from the signs. Physical injury, the code of silence among the abused.
What do you want to do?
I was hoping you would decide.
Well, I'm flattered that you value my opinion. And after going over the options and considering the alternatives, can I say I don't know?
Yes, but you might be disappointed in yourself. And you may even feel that you work for me instead of vice versa.
Oh. Here's what I want you to do. Find out what happened, but don't let it be that Lonnie's abusing those kids. Find out something that neither of us in all our wisdom has thought of. Can you do that, Maxine?
For you, Sean, anything.
Thank you.
What's going on? Did someone declare a family emergency and forget to invite me?
No, you're invited. We were waiting for you.
Then there is a family emergency.
No, it's not an emergency. It's just a meeting.
May I make myself a cup of tea before I hear the nature of it?
It might be hard for you to hear.
Well, anything other than the spring fashion lineup will be hard for me to hear.
Well, we don't like Kyle.
Who's we?
Me, Peter, Jillian.
Is this true?
Well, maybe like is too strong a word.
We don't trust him.
You don't trust him, Jillian?
We don't.
All right. Why don't we like Kyle?
Aside from the fact that he uses his charm for evil?
Yes, aside from that.
Mom, I know Kyle even better than you do. And frankly, it just seems you and I have different criteria for judging his character.
Thank God.
Well, you're the one that asked us not to communicate with Uncle Richard and his family. I didn't know why, but for my own reasons, I agreed.
That was 12 years ago.
And why is it different now? I just need an explanation.
No.
Why not?
Because I said so.
That's what you say to children.
What's your point?
If I'm going to live here and pay rent, then I deserve to have a say.
You do have a say, Amy. You just don't have the last word. I do.
Well, what about the other family members?
What about them?
They're worried. They're confused. We owe them an explanation.
I would venture to say that you are worried, Amy, and you're even scared. And you've taken that fear like a cookie and broken off little pieces and shared them with Peter and Jillian.
That's not true.
All right, did you come here of your own accord, or did Amy call a family meeting?
Well, sure, Amy called it, but I...
That's all I wanted to know.
So this is just a problem of my own making.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know who you are anymore.
Well, that's not the end of the world.
Hey, Max.
You seem surprised.
I just ordered room service. I was going to be surprised if they'd arrived so fast.
May I come in? Well, when you said hotel, I guess I pictured something a little more humble.
Oh, it's humble. Believe me. The service is terrible.
I suppose I was thinking, less expensive then. You said you were broke.
Well, I still have my father's credit card.
Why?
Because he hasn't canceled it yet.
Does he know that you're still charging on it?
No, he must know. When he decides that I've had enough, he'll cancel it. Em, actually okay?
No, Kyle, I'm not. I was under the impression that you were no longer communicating with your father.
I'm not.
Allowing him to pick up the bill for you is a form of communication.
I'm sure he'll cut me off any day now. I'm just trying to stay ahead of the curve.
When you hit the curve, call me.
Hey, Max. What are you trying to tell me?
I am trying to tell you, if you don't understand how your father's money and his willingness to give it to you somehow relates to your landing in rehab, then no, I can't explain it to you. You tell me you want to do better. You want to be better. You cannot do and be better until you let go of the illusion that you are in possession of anything except a sincere desire to move on. When you realize that, I can help you. Not before.
I do need your help. I've been through hell and I have to find a way out.
No, Kyle. You've been through purgatory, maybe. Hell is you're a child with cigarette burns on your genitals because your mother never wanted you. Hell is simply not a 5-star hotel.
It's not my fault. I don't know what hell looks like. I know I'm not good at asking for help. But it's not going to stop me from asking. All I'm saying, Aunt Max, is can you help me?
Every day I see abused children who have forgotten how decent people live. Or they never knew. And I want to say to them, let me take you home. I'll show you what decency looks like. I'll remind you, or I'll teach you for the first time. But I can't do that. At work, I have to put them back into the system and trust it. With my own flesh and blood. It's different.
So what are the conditions? In rehab, they taught us all about conditions.
No financial help from your father. You pull your weight, you pay rent.
All right.
And you abide by my rules.
Do you have a lot of them?
Oh, my, yes.
Okay.
And you help out around the house.
I don't have any skills. But I can diagnose minor illnesses. I was only months away from residency.
Well, that may come in handy. You know that child that you were looking at when you found me at DCF?
One with the infected abrasion?
Is that what it is?
It's an abrasion. Not a bad one.
Not a burn.
It's more like an Indian burn. But that's what we called it in the old days. We also called it a suck test.
A suck test.
Yes, one kid rubs another kid's arm until he says stop. When you say stop, you're a suck. A weenie.
I see.
Yeah. We also played chicken on the railroad tracks. Boys are not the smarter of the species.
Room service.
Mike Amble got took from us when he was young. We wasn't allowed to finish making him before his father stole him away to the world.
So you don't dispute Mike's guilt?
No. The boy stole the gun, killed somebody's pet. He should be punished.
How?
Sentencing circle decides.
Thank you, Mr. Wheeler. You may take your seat.
One more thing. The abuse on the boy, that was done by the white world.
If there wasn't a social worker here right now, I'd call you a bunch of idiotic, brain-dead morons.
Lonnie, I am here.
Yeah. You know, it is one thing to prove bravery by marking yourself, stupid as that is, but to do it and keep it a secret in a manner which reflects badly on me?
Lonnie.
All right, yes, all right. It's got to stop, fellas. Right now. Because Maxine's ready to take you to an even worse home, with an even earlier bedtime and stricter rules about computer games. You got it? Hey, you got it?
Yes.
If my wife comes home and you boys aren't still here, she's going to be unhappy. And if Mama ain't happy...
Ain't nobody happy.
That's right.
How long before Mrs. Gage comes home?
Day after tomorrow.
Thank goodness. Because I'm fairly sure that with a woman in the house, this sort of thing wouldn't go on.
Yeah. Christopher's the bravest? Little Christopher, who has to sleep with the lights on, for God's sakes. You're the toughest. He's the toughest. Christopher.
Lonnie.
Right, no, you're right,
Your Honor, the state should know how a sentencing circle works. In effect, Mike Gamble and the elders and any interested party sit in a large circle and discuss the matter. That way a consensus is reached on what punishment might be appropriate.
It's not punishment the boy needs. It's help for a dangerous mental problem.
Well, Mr. Leonard, you maintain that Mike Amble is a member of the Sachinef tribe. The elders accept him as such. I would like to hear what Mike Amble thinks.
After all these years, I'm not sure Mike Amble knows just what he is.
Mr. Amble, would you please stand up? These men claim you as a native Sachinef.
I know.
Do you feel like a Sachinef Indian?
I don't really know what a Sachinef Indian feels like.
Your Honor,
Mr. Leonard, you have been a very effective and articulate spokesman for your people. You've done the best you can. Now sit down. When you were in the foster home, did you ever tell people you were an Indian?
No. I never told nobody nothing. White people talk too much.
You don't think of yourself as a white person?
If I see myself, I know I look white, But in the dark or with my eyes closed, I know I'm not. Sometimes I smell wood smoke. Helps me remember.
Remember what?
Home.
Now, I have to do what's best for you, but I also have to protect society. You understand that?
You're gonna put me in jail.
Your Honor.
I want to be in a jail for men.
Well, I can't do that. You're only 14.
Yeah, but I made my kill. I proved that I can provide. That's what a man does.
Did Mr. Leonard tell you that?
No.
Did you read it in a book?
No. I remember the story my father told me before he died.
Tell me the story.
One day, they come for you. Maybe your father, maybe your uncles. Your mother knew it was time, so she packed you food to eat and a bottle of water. Nobody says nothing. And they take you out. And they give you a gun, a real gun, not for gophers or rabbits, but for real meat. And you wait for the animal to come, offer itself. And you shoot. And you're proud. And your mother's proud. And everybody eats because of what you did. And then, you're a man.
He's right.
But that's not the way it happened for you.
I waited. But nobody came. So I packed my own water and food. But nobody came.
So you took matters into your own hands.
We had a school trip to that zoo. And I saw that big animal. And he offered himself. I knew what to do. Because of the story. So I went back.
The way I see it, there were extenuating circumstances, and Samuel deserves a break.
That's crap.
Of course, it's your prerogative to insist this goes back before Judge Gray.
Good. I'll take my chances with her. Get up.
However, you might want to consider the political temperament of the times. What it looks like for a white PO to bounce an African-American kid so hard.
Son of a bitch. I never expected you to come right out and say it.
You're careful, Mr. Smelser. But you're a bigot. I know it. Samuel knows it. And so do you.
I don't know any such thing. Come on.
I'm Judge Gray's court services officer. I'm not going to let this lie. You're doing this boy a disservice.
So you're telling me you're going to influence a judge?
That would be inexpedient and unwise, Mr. Smelser. I think if you decide to mess with me, you'll find I'm neither of those things.
Judge Gray? Judge Gray! That didn't go so badly, did it?
Are you kidding?
Yeah. You might have noticed some of the transitions were a little rocky.
Donna, you did a great job.
My charts helped a lot, didn't you think?
What would we have done without them?
Total chaos. Disaster. So, all in all, I'm as good as Bruce? Judge Gray? I said, all in all, I'm just as good as Bruce? Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Well, room for improvement there. I'm not daunted. Always room for improvement. Good night, Judge Gray.
Good night, Donna.
Are you hungry?
No,
You didn't eat much dinner.
because I wasn't hungry.
You still need to eat.
No, thanks.
Are you busy?
A little. Trying to recover from Donna being my CSO.
Donna?
Temporarily. I don't think the weather patterns have shifted, but I'm not sure yet.
She's a sweet girl.
She's a terrible CSO.
We can't be good at everything.
Some of us never stop trying.
Kyle is coming to stay with us.
What?
Well, not forever, just for a little while.
Why are you doing this?
He's my nephew. He needs help, and I'm going to give it to him.
Why does he need help?
It's a long story.
I have time.
No, you don't. Not if you're working tonight.
Hey, Mom. Mom? I live here. I pay rent to live here. So I think I deserve to know why we're taking in a boarder who is also, in his spare time, an ass.
Amy, I am still your mother. I still make the best decisions. And if you don't like it, then call your local real estate agent.
I just want to be heard.
You have been heard and overruled by a wiser authority. Someday you'll thank me.
I hate when you say that.
I know, but it's true.
I hate that you think you are always right.
I know, but I am.
Fine, but you're also mean and you scare me.
That's what mothers are supposed to do.
Since when?
Since forever. I don't know how an entire culture forgot that. You're supposed to be scared of snakes, the dark, and your mother.
Mom.
Because, Amy, a mother's love is an awful thing. Especially when you start trying to tear it down. So just don't do that!
I want a dumb mother.
Too late. I'm gonna make you some soup. You need to eat.
Coming up next on TNT's Prime Time in the Daytime, one of Amy's sentences proves fatal. Judging Amy is next on TNT.